average, a human being produces 500 litres of urine and 50 litres of faeces per year. This contains enough nutrients to produce the equivalent of 230 kilograms of cereal per year. Earth Report investigates how our toilets could become a powerful tool for saving water. Around the world, more than 2.5 billion people have no proper sanitation. The UN wants to halve this number within 6 years. Flush toilets and expensive sewer systems are widely used, but there is another way: ecological sanitation. Using water to flush our human waste dates back to Greek and Roman times. Then, public toilets were social places to chat and network. The modern flush toilet originates from the Elizabethan water closet, a British invention.
I'm sitting on a replica of Sir John Harrington's flushing water closet. He's often credited with being the first Englishman to develop a flushing toilet. The toilet we know is it's an indoor phenomenon, so it's really 20th century new housing that toilets are in homes.
The problem is that a flush toilet uses a lot of water, 27 litres per day.
A newly installed toilet should be flushing about 6 litres on a full flush. Some toilets have an option for a half flush. The situation has improved from that point, but certainly we're still using a lot of water every time we flush.
So conventional sewer systems waste a lot of drinking water and nutrients. Conserving drinking water is perhaps most urgent in arid regions, such as the Arab world. In these dry areas, saving water is vital for survival. Ahmed Rabi and his colleague Latifa Bousselmi of the Water Technology Research Centre in Tunis are searching for ways to save domestic water and reuse human waste. One idea is to introduce a so-called dry toilet. This toilet uses no water at all for flushing. The dry toilet collects faeces and urine separately in 2 compartments, the urine down the small hole and the faeces down the larger. Fresh urine is a sterile solution. By not mixing the two, the pathogens in the solids cannot contaminate urine. The 2 products can be treated differently for future reuse. This could help both saving water and stopping wasting our waste.
Donc le problème, c'est qu'on utilise beaucoup d'eau. Donc il y a le secteur agricole, il y a le secteur industriel, il y a le secteur, c'est-à-dire urbain, la population
There's the agricultural, industrial and urban sector who all use a lot of water. So in the light of that, we're looking at new concepts and technologies like toilets with double reservoirs and dry toilets.
Aux toilettes qui utilisent moins d'eau, aux toilettes c'est-à-dire double réservoir, aux toilettes c'est-à-dire sèche carrément.
Latifa decides to try and introduce the newly arrived dry toilet to some students at the campus of the National Institute of Agronomy. There's interest, but also many embarrassed students. Do the students want to think seriously about using a toilet like this?
Je pense que c'est pas confort. Ça ne répond pas à notre mode de vie.
Personally, I don't think
je pense pas dans les pires des cas que j'ai fait ça.
Latifa and Ahmed realise it will be difficult to introduce a dry toilet in Tunisia. They travel to Catania in Italy to meet with European and Mediterranean scientists also searching for sustainable sanitation technologies. There, municipal wastewater is biologically treated and cleaned using reed plants. They meet with Gerd Wach, who is based in Germany and developing similar experiments, all based on the so-called eco-sanitation principle.
So I'm sitting here on the dry toilet. The dry toilet is the simplest way to close the loop between the nutrients I'm producing and the nutrients which can be used maybe in the garden.
So eco-sanitation closes the ecological loop of nutrients and water use. It actually looks at human waste as a resource rather than something to flush away in a sewer. Waste is not waste. In Germany, thousands of people already use dry toilets. In Hanover, owners of allotments are very enthusiastic about the dry toilet. They want nutrients for their compost heap.
You just need a bucket. You don't have to buy any chemicals. You just have wood chips mixed in. After 6 months, you have compost which you can put onto your garden. Underneath this, the urine is collected. Our granddaughter often visits. Recently, she had a couple of days holidays here with her mum, and she said there's no smell, you don't feel this is a dry toilet. It's just like at home. So you put the lid back, and the toilet's ready for use. To clean, you take the bucket out and throw it in your compost heap. You put the bucket here and you empty it.
Dry toilets may only be used in areas lacking sewage systems, but can a dry toilet work in a modern household? A normal house in a normal street reveals that a modern household can work perfectly well for eco-sanitation. XIII Leeflang has invented and installed 2 dry composting toilets called non-OLED.
This is the non-OLED, as we call it. It is a name which is Latin for no odor. It is a dry toilet, and it is a very small toilet. I can show you inside if you like. There's a bucket, and there's a plastic bag in which the contents of the toilet falls. This is just my toilet as we use it here, and you see the paper which is a little bit wet because we always use just 1 glass of water to put some water across the paper. When the toilet is used, we simply put a piece of paper in the toilet and we cover, and then we use what we call the press papier, and you press it on the contents of the toilet, and you press it, and by doing this, the oxygen in the paper will kill all the bacteria coming from your body, and the smell is away. You have no smell at all, and that is the real secret of the non-OLED, the non-OLED toilet. En in die emmer te doen. Dit is ongeveer een
So this is around a couple of kilos, 3 to 4 weeks of toilet use.
Every few weeks, XIII takes his waste in the biodegradable bag to his green bin, which is taken by the municipal bio-waste collection. His urine goes through the holes in the biodegradable bag and is collected in a separate reservoir.
So the urine flows through the bag easily with the bit of water that we add, and then it can be drained separately.
He cleans his urine and grey water in a special small-scale reed plant filter system. This cleaned water is led to a fish pond in his garden. A simple dry toilet is some $200 cheaper than the average flush toilet. Money is saved too on the water bill, plus there's free compost for the garden. Throughout Europe, more than 20,000 dry toilets are sold each year. So if dry toilets are becoming acceptable in Europe, will Ahmed and Latifa successfully introduce them in Tunisia? So far, Ahmed and Latifa have experienced nothing but frustration in their efforts to introduce the dry toilet in Tunisia. This may be because the flush toilet is a status symbol. Suggesting a dry toilet is like telling people to go backwards. And most people in the Arab world are washers and not wipers. It means they need clean water to wash their bottoms.
It's not easy for the population to accept something like this. As you know, Tunisia is an Arab and Muslim country where the contact with human waste is a taboo. You should not touch it. If you do something with it, you should wash yourself. And so this, perhaps, is an obstacle for the acceptance of these different solutions.
So a dry toilet doesn't seem to be a universal option to cut the wastage of nutrients and water.
So they have explained to me the system.
Personally,
I have strong reservations.
De me dire,
to
à
tell me
enlever,
to
de
pick
prendre le
up the
sachet
bucket
et
and
le
throw
jeter
it away
personnellement,
myself.
je ne sais
Personally,
pas,
I have reservations.
j'ai une réticence de prendre un sachet
To
plein de
take a bucket full of this
ces
stuff.
déchets-là,
That appalls me.
ça me dégoûte.
A dry toilet is not the only technology for eco-sanitation. Ahmed and Latifa will have to look at alternatives. For example, reusing rainwater. In various villages in southern Tunisia, people have collected rainwater in private cisterns since Roman times. This rainwater is often used for drinking, but also has other uses in the house. Closer to home, Latifa and Ahmed have found a modern household in Tunis where a man is using his roof to collect rainwater for washing dishes, laundry, irrigating his garden, and toilet flushing. In their search for alternatives, Ahmed and Latifa have also looked at experiments in other North African countries. In Morocco, Professor Boushaib El Khamouri uses treated wastewater from showers as an alternative for flushing toilets.
Here is our grey water treatment system. Grey water is collected from the XIII club, and they have a fitness room which receives something like 25 people at each session, and we collect in the shower water and pumping it to here to be then recycled for toilet flushing.
Grey water is wastewater that comes from the kitchen and bathroom, but not from the toilet. The grey water from the showers in Morocco is first cleaned using a reed bed and sand filter. Then it is collected in a reservoir to be disinfected by pumping it through a UV filter.
From the reservoir, water is pumped to this unit here, which is a UV light disinfection. And the system is very simple, actually. You have water flowing through this Teflon tube, and it's surrounded by 4 UV generating lamps, and bacteria are killed.
The disinfected water from the showers is then pumped to 4 experimental toilets. Clean drinking water is still available in these toilets for washing, but also in case the grey water runs out.
You may see here 2 entrances. This one is to control the grey water, and this one is to control the potable water. And the main important thing is that disinfected treated grey water never comes in touch with the entrance of the pipe of the potable water, and this is very important. This is a particular grey water, it's shower grey water, but it's easy to treat it in a system like this.
Back in Tunisia, encouraged by the success of the Moroccan experiment, Ahmed and Latifa established their own experiment at a girls' university dormitory near their office.
Au niveau de ce foyer universitaire, nous avons donc une pièce commune pour les douches et une pièce commune pour les toilettes. Ce qui nous a permis donc de traiter sur ce site-là 3 qualités d'eau. Les eaux grises qui proviennent des douches, les eaux noires qui proviennent des toilettes et les eaux de pluie que nous allons collecter donc du toit de l'immeuble. Our objective of this project is to install a shower unit with treated rainwater supply. We have also installed the shower with equipment to reduce the water consumption and maximise the water efficiency.
The shower water is then treated with a special bioreactor unit and used for flushing toilets. Ahmed and Latifa have just ordered one of these units from Europe. The toilet water is cleaned using a constructed wetland.
So it will be used 3 times, and moreover at the last stage we use all the nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus in the wastewater to irrigate this garden.
The grey water treatment unit arrives at the office. Now Ahmed and Latifa can finish building their eco-sanitation system. The experiment is unique in Tunisia.
Like this, there is efficient use of water, it is beneficial for the environment, an excellent project.
Il y a peut-être une petite réticence.
There is some concern about using rainwater for the showers, but if it is clear that there is no danger to human health at all, I will personally volunteer to cooperate in using the shower water to flush the toilets and the toilet water for the
La
irrigation.
réutilisation de l'eau des douches pour les toilettes et l'eau des toilettes pour l'irrigation.
I have no reservations.
Sans réticence.
Boushaib in Morocco is treating black water for irrigating food crops. It's valuable for agriculture, especially because it contains urine. Urine is not only sterile, it contains 70% of all the nutrients in our waste. Back in Tunisia, Ahmed has ordered waterless urinals from Hanover in Germany. There, waterless urinals are widely used in schools. The urinals use no water for flushing.
You just do your business and then you will go away. There's no water coming out of the toilet and of the urinal. So it's quite okay. You don't really feel a difference between usual urinals and ours, but there is a difference, and that's important.
A special membrane reduces the smell. Ahmed plans to use them in the primary school in Chorfesh, a village not far from Tunis.
These are the typical urinals of a primary school. This school has been chosen by the XIII project to conduct an experiment of this new approach. In Chorfesh, you'll see that the urine is collected separately. As you know, urine contains a lot of nitrogen and phosphorus. We can use it directly to fertilize agricultural fields.
But Ahmed still hasn't given up on the dry toilet. Whilst in Chorfesh, he tries once more to introduce it. Ahmed visits a sheep farmer, Mohammed bin Ali, who lives close to the school. Mohammed is not connected to a sewage system. Therefore, he built a cesspit to collect waste. He is very careful using water.
So, when someone uses the toilet, he washes himself and then fills a bucket and pours it onto the toilet. This saves water. The water from the washing machine we collect in a barrel and use it to wash the floors. Also, I don't take a shower directly, but use a bucket to wash. I use only one bucket to save both water and money, because the water bill is high, so we have to save our water.
Mohammed's household would be an excellent candidate to use the first modern dry toilet in Tunisia. So Ahmed and Latifa show him the dry toilet and explain how to use it. Mohammed is full of questions, obviously very interested.
احسن بالنسبه لي انا احسن باهيه نجم
This is
نستعملها
much
ونجم المواطنين
better.
الكل
All the
تتبعني وتولي
citizens
تعملها
can follow me and
الحالة
try
هذه
it
لان حاجه
themselves.
فايده ياسر
People will benefit
الناس
from this,
تستفاد منها
and all the nutrients will be of benefit for them.
هذايا نتاع التواليت وكذا كيفاش
If we
نتخمروا
collect
ونجملوه
our waste
ونحطوه
and reuse it on the land, the people and farmers who have land here in the neighbourhood will benefit. It will make the land much stronger, you see.
يحطوا في ارض ويغبر بها ارضه باش تقوى فهمتوا باش خاطر هذاك يقوي الارض وتحطوا للنبته اي نبته تمشي فيه فهمتي كيفاش انا ما نلوحوش.
So finally, Ahmed and Latifa found someone willing to use a dry toilet. It means Shorfesh will be the first Tunisian village to use modern dry toilets to solve the lack of sanitation, cut water consumption and reuse human waste. Small beginnings. Is there a future for eco-sanitation?
When we're talking about environmental protection, I think the first step is to think about where are going my feces and my urine. I think when people are thinking about that, then we will are on the right track.
It's all much better.
To find out more about this film or to comment, visit tve.org/earthreport.